that is motivating employees, maintaining proper relationship. Now, Hilton Mayo is considered as the father of human resource management, maintenance, retention and control of human resource function, that is, it involves the management functions. When I say industrialization was actually started, and when industrialization was started, the problem was very simple, that is the Hello everybody, a warm welcome to one and all. I'm Abhilash Chandra from the Department of Commerce and Management in Vidyashram First Grade College, the Temple of Excellence. Welcome to the Human Resource Management Part 2. In that we're going to study the first chapter and the first session, that is the introduction. Now firstly, you need to know that what exactly human resource management is all about. Now when we understand human resource management, it's all about managing the human resources. Now we need to know that 21st century is all set, and this 21st century we need to understand that human resource management is the very most difficult management in the entire world, because humans are heterogeneous, and to manage those heterogeneous humans, a manager should also know the law, the things which he really needs to know is what? The psychology of the human beings. And managing the entire crowd and getting the things done through them efficiently and effectively is a very big task. Let me tell you that human resource management is a very fun, loving subject, and you people will actually enjoy it. When we understand what is human resource management, you should know that this era, that is the modern era, has seen human resource management coming to its birth in 1980s. That is, it's a very modern era which you people should know. Now, human resource management is the process of recruiting. When I say the word recruiting, what exactly recruiting is? Inviting people to face an interview is called recruitment, and that is what human resource management starts with, that is inviting people to come and face the interview. Then we go with selecting. Then we select the best person for a best job. That is what it is. That is a right person for a right job. And then inducting employees. We are giving them training and development. And then what happens is that will actually give them the providing orientation. After training and development, they should actually know what the company is all about. That is what the human resource manager usually does. And then imparting. Please understand the word imparting. Now what exactly the imparting happens here is, that is the training and development will boost those employees and they get trained, and whatever the skills they have, they'll actually show it in the company, and that will be a productivity for the organization as well. And later it's all about appraising and performance of employees, that is deciding compensation. See here, human resources is not just selecting or recruiting, it is also giving a performance appraisal. Then if the appraisal is not given, you are supposed to go with compensation to the human resource, and then providing benefits, that is motivating employees, maintaining proper relationship with employees and their trade union. So human resources is not just one, it is entire process of from the starting of the employees growth till the employee get promotion, compensation, everything the human resource management should actually look into it. That means if a person who walks in to a company, a human resource manager and the human resource management team should also go with what? The first stage to the last stage, they are supposed to protect the human resource, and then they are supposed to get the work done wherever the organization objective is all about. And here when you understand the trade union, all these things are a part of human resource management, ensuring employee safety. See here, we only play with one kind of a thing, that is when a person enters the company and the person exits from the company, whatever happens between, that is the entry and the exit, right? The entire process we call that as the human resource management. So please understand, Human resource management is a very widely, it has been briefed, and you are supposed to know that what exactly human resource management is all about. It's all about the welfare and health measures also you are supposed to take. Then compliance with labor law you are supposed to know. You should know the law of land, and finally you are supposed to follow the orders and judgment of the concerned High Court as well as Supreme Court. That means if any other kind of a thing is there also, you are supposed to be abide by the law of the country and the jurisdiction. So here human resource is not just a simple thing of hiring a person, selecting a person. It is like holistic kind of a behavior. That is what human resource management is all about. Next, let's understand what are the human resource functions. Now, when we understand human resource function, that is, it involves the management functions. When I say management function, it's like just like planning, organizing, staffing, directing, and controlling. So those are the functions of management. That is what human resource also deals with. Now, the first one, it involves procurement. Procurement taking from somebody. Procurement, development, maintenance of human resources. The next one is it helps to achieve individual, organizational, and social objective. If you understand this individual, organization, and social objective, you will also understand that the objective of management is what the objective of human resource management as well. That means the objective of management are classified under three sections. We say that as organizational structure, individual, as well as social. The same way human resource management also deals with those three, that is personal objectives, organizational objectives, and the societal objectives also. Human resource management is a multidisciplinary subject. The reason here is you have multidimensional as well as multidisciplinary. It includes the study of management, that is one, that is you need to understand what a management is all about. Secondly, psychology, then communication. See, communication is very, very important. When you understand human resource management, you will get to know that a person who can communicate properly can only be there in the proper company, or else what happens is if you don't have a proper communication, there will be a communication barrier and he cannot join any of the companies or MNC companies. That's the reason you are supposed to have a very good communication. Economics and sociology. So a person, whoever joins this marketing, finance, or human resources, these people should actually get a thorough knowledge about all these subjects. It involves team spirit. Now, this is what human resource management does. That is, it will give you an idea of, it is not just me, it is always WEV. So that is what the team spirit it shows. And lastly, it is a continuous process. That means from the birth of the company till the death of the company, you need human resources. Now, human resource management should be there. That is why it is a continuous process. Secondly, let's check the evolution of human resource management. Please understand the evolution of it. The term human resource management is of recent origin. So you should know it as what? It's a new modern era thing which has come. That is a term which has come. In its modern connotation, it came to be used mainly from 1980s. And let me tell you, there is a person called Hilton Mayo. Now, Hilton Mayo is considered as the father of human resource management. During ancient times and for a long period in the medieval era, production of goods was done mainly by skilled artisans and craftsmen. They themselves used to actually come, they themselves used to sell those things and they used to get the money. But what happens nowadays is, now everybody will go and they'll join the hands of human resource management. That is how human beings are to be managed and how the work should be given to them. Earlier what used to happen is, people whoever were good, only they used to get money. Now what it does, you can train people to be good. That is what the beauty of human resource management is. Next one, we are supposed to know about the development. Now, evolution, we got to know what exactly the development has happened. From 1980s, if you understand the human resource management, the development is like trade union era. There is an era called trade union era, where industrialization was actually started, and when industrialization was started, the problem was very, very simple. That is, the employees and the laborers were treated differently. That is, employees were called as salaried people, laborers were called as the wages people. Now here what happens was, the laborers used to do more work and get less money. The employees used to get more money for a lesser work. So there was a trade union which was formed, and they wanted to have a justice, that is saying that whatever the work is done by the laborers, that much only money you are supposed to give, or you can give more than that but not less than that. That's why we have a trade union movement era. Then we have social responsibility era. That is, while production also, if the climatic conditions will change or pollutions are there, now we are supposed to understand the society, and then we are supposed to protect the society in large. Then we have societal or social responsibility era. Then we had scientific management era, where you can actually see F.W. Taylor. F.W. Taylor. Now who is this F.W. Taylor? F.W. Taylor is the father of scientific management, and he explained what happens if you include science in human resource management. Then we have human relations era, and lastly we have behavioral and the system approach era. So these are the development eras. This is a sure question which you may get for 15 marks. So please understand these questions. That is, evolution and development of human resource management. You are supposed to go with those trade union era, social responsibility, scientific, human relationship, behavioral and system approach. So let's go with the next one, that is the scope of human resource management. So when you understand the scope of human resource management, the first thing which you need to know is it's a very vast and wide. That means the scope of human resource management is what? It is very vast as well as very wide. When you understand this, you need to know that it includes all activity starting from manpower planning till employee leaves the organization. That's what I was just telling it to you. That is, the minute a person enters any job and till he exit from the job or get retired from the job, whatever the process happens, the human resource management will be there. That is what it is. And accordingly, the scope of HRM consists of acquisition, development, maintenance, retention and control of human resource in the organization. So whatever the person is getting the work, right, it should be done efficiently and effectively, so that to get it done, there is a separate department called human resource management, and they are the one who will do the manpower planning, and they will actually go with acquisition, development of that person, maintenance or retention and control of the entire human resources in the organization. Lastly, we are supposed to know that the same form of subject matter of HRM has the subsequent pages unfold. All these are discussed in detail in SERI time. Now here what exactly happens is, though you may know that there are heterogeneous humans in the office or job or corporation or school, hospital, any places you take where human beings are there, what happens is the biggest task is to get the work done. Secondly, you need to get it done efficiently and effectively. That is what the next one. And next one is, you are supposed to actually pay them less but get the work more. That is what all the companies, they do it. But here what exactly you are supposed to know is, you're not playing with finance, you're not playing just with emotions, you are playing with the entire holistic market. That is, you are playing with the salary, you are playing with the emotions, you are playing with the stress, you are playing with so many psychological factors, the micro environment, the macro environment, the family, the personal stuff, everything. That is, it's a complete holistic, and it's so beautiful that being a person who can beat all the odds and then getting the work from those people, and then the way it is done, I'll tell you, it's so beautiful. So anybody who ever asks me a question, sir, which is the paper which we are supposed to take, whether it is HRM or financial management, I always prefer that you are supposed to take human resource management in your undergraduate. The reason is you will know more about the psychology and the behavior of human being. So here the next scopes are the labor or personal aspect. That is, we divided into three. One is the labor or personal aspect. When I say personal means stuff. Personal means what? Stuff. Next, welfare aspect, and the last one is industrial relations aspect. So scope of HRM is divided into three. The first one is the labor aspect, the welfare aspect, and the last one is industrial relation aspect. We call industrial relation as IR aspects. Right? This is what it is. Now, the labor or personal aspect, what exactly it is? This is concerned with manpower planning. That is, how many people should be there for that particular job. Recruitment, call those people for the interview. Selection, now best or the right person for a right job. Placement, where exactly he should work. Transfer the person to one branch to another branch. Promotion, hierarchical movement of one position to the another position. Training and development, giving skilled education knowledge to the person. So layoff, that is, you are supposed to now tell him that tata bye bye, good night. And retrenchment, remuneration, incentives, productivity, etc. All these comes under the labor or personal aspect. That is what you are supposed to do as a human resource manager. That is what the first thing is. That means you need to plan how many people you really want. Second, you are supposed to call as many as people for recruitment so that you can select the right person for a right job. You need to select them. After selecting, you are supposed to actually place them. After placing, you are supposed to give them training and development. Now, if the person is really doing good, give him promotion. If not, if you feel that he should actually join some other branch, now that is called transfer. And you should check that if that person, even after getting training and development, he is not able to perform better, now you are supposed to tell him that yes, this is the time you are supposed to quit. And lastly is what? If he is doing really good, pay him very good and maintain him so that you will actually get more productivity. When you get productivity, give him for a performance appraisal like incentives, fringe benefits. So these are called labor aspects. Secondly, we have is welfare aspect. It deals with working condition, that is what exactly the timings is all about, and amenities such as canteen, crutches, rest, lunchroom, housing, transport, medical assistance, education, health and safety, recreation facility. All these are welfare aspects. That means a human being should be given each and everything so that what happens is he will feel relaxed. And if he feels relaxed, what happens is he'll have more energy to perform. That's why you are supposed to see the welfare aspect. That is just getting those people to come and work. That is not human resource management. You are supposed to understand psychology, that how to get more productivity from those men. So that is what you are supposed to go with. What? The working conditions should be maintained very good. Nextly, we have is industrial relationship. Now this covers union management. That is, there is industrial disputes if you have, then trade union will be there. Now as a HR manager, you are supposed to actually think that the company also should be safe as well as the laborers should also be safe. So this covers union management relation, joint consultation, collective bargaining. I'll explain you what exactly collective bargaining is. Grievances, if any problems are there, what is that we are supposed to do? Disciplinary actions you are supposed to take. You should maintain a disciplinary action here. Settlement of disputes. If there are any problem, you are supposed to come forward and you are supposed to decide what is good and what is bad, and then you are supposed to take a judgment here. So these are the scopes of HRM here. So I told you about there are three. That is, one is the laborers, second is welfare, and the third one is industrial relationship. If you have any doubt regarding this session, students, please again you watch the session, and later if you have a doubt, you can call us. We are always there to help you. Thank you so much. I'll see you when I see you.